You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Happy Venus Day. We made it through the peak energy of the full moon. Still definitely feeling it, but we're over the hump. And today we're going to talk through the energy of the weekend ahead, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you're joining me live, get comfortable, get cozy, get ready to hang out and ask your questions. Let me know how the energy is feeling for you after last night's full moon. And if you're finding this video later, after we stream live, I'll go ahead and add markers on the timeline for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So for example, if you find this on Sunday morning, you can just skip right ahead to the day that you're looking for guidance on. And as we always do on a Friday, we'll end our episode with a 3-card tarot pull to see what other guidance needs to come through. And for those of you who entered the giveaway for the free astrology reading, hang out until the end because I'll be selecting a winner. Got all your names lined up, ready to go, and I'm so excited to see who I get to connect with one-on-one during an astrology reading. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, Katie. Hello, just finished yesterday's video. It was entertaining. If you guys missed yesterday, I had my partner Julian on with me, who's a double Aquarius, and you know, he really my Virgo wants things to be really nice and perfect and understandable, and he was just a wrench in my routine, but that's okay. I think we had a lot of fun together. Hey there, thanks for being here. So as we're starting this, the moon is in its final minutes, at its final degree of Aquarius. It moves into Pisces at 11:45 a.m. So while we're on this stream together, the moon will be moving into Pisces for the next couple of days, really amplifying the energy of release after the full moon. And we'll be talking all about that. We have several major transits playing out as well. So let's get into it. We're still in Leo season. We've got a couple more weeks to go, right smack dab in the middle of it. And you know, we're really feeling a lot of the Leo energy. We're going to be talking about some sun transits this weekend. Fixed signs. I mean, it feels like everything we've been talking about lately has a connection to fixed signs. So if you have a lot of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius placements, you're probably feeling the brunt of the energy and a lot of the shakeups that come along with this. Oh, and thank you, Ken. Happy birthday to your sister tomorrow and your second cousin, your uncle on the 14th, who is not with us in the material plane anymore, but we can still celebrate him. And happy birthday to a special guy in our community, my guru, my friend Kat's son, Caden, will be having a birthday on Sunday. And we got to do celebrity birthdays. I keep forgetting this, so thank you for reminding me. So today, the 12th, Cara Delevingne celebrates her birthday. She's a Leo. Let's see. Anyone else popping out to you? Casey Affleck, Ben Affleck's brother, is a Leo. Interesting that they're both Leos, actually, because Ben Affleck is a Leo, too. I like showing this now because you guys can see for yourselves. Sometimes people, I don't know, vice versa. Let's see about this weekend. What famous Leos will be shining their light, celebrating their solar returns this weekend? Fidel Castro was a Leo. I don't know if he's still around. I don't think so. Sebastian Stan, Alfred Hitchcock, all Leos. Alfred Hitchcock, the drama. He's known for it. Let's see. And on the 14th, on Sunday, along with those wonderful people we just mentioned, Mila Kunis celebrates a birthday. She's a Leo. Halle Berry, very much that Leo vibe. Magic Johnson, Steve Martin, oh my goodness, definitely Leo energy. Catherine Bell. Anyone else? Doc Holliday. Let's see. I think that's about it. Tim Tebow is a Leo. Interesting how low he is on this list. So, as we always say, if it's your birthday, if someone you know is celebrating a birthday, like Ken just did, let us know in the comments so we can celebrate them too. And now, let's go ahead and get into the forecast. So we'll start with the major transit we're feeling this Friday today. Gotta press enter there. Okay, here we go. So we have the sun at 20 degrees of Leo. The moon has moved away from that opposition, but you can see by the end of the weekend, the sun will be opposing Saturn. So we'll get to that in the forecast, but that's just something to keep your eye on. The sun is coming into an opposition with Saturn, especially those of us going through our Saturn returns right now who have Saturn in Aquarius, anywhere between, like 18 to 26, 27 degrees Aquarius. Really going to be feeling Saturn's energy around this full moon and just in general at this point of Leo season. But the transit we are focusing on today, this Friday, is going to be exact while we're on the stream, actually. So that's fun. 11:51 a.m. Mercury forms a sextile to Lilith. So remember, Mercury is now in Virgo, 13 degrees. Lilith is in Cancer. They form this nice, supportive 60-degree angle to one another, marked by this dark blue line here. Lilith, of course, isn't a planet. It's a point on the moon's orbit, the farthest point from the Earth, which is why Lilith is known as the dark moon and represents our shadows, represents the things that we've repressed or that have been repressed by the people in our lives. Now, this is a supportive angle, but I can see how our words, our communication could be a little spicy today, thanks to this aspect between Mercury and Lilith. Lilith in Cancer is really about our emotions, what emotions have been suppressed, even our body, what parts of our body have we been ignoring or suppressing, and really wanting that bodily sovereignty, as we've talked about so much over the past couple months. Mercury in Virgo wants clear communication, and we can be a little critical with our words because we're so analytical. You might even find yourself, while Mercury is in Virgo over the next couple weeks, overthinking or really honing in on the details. And as someone with Virgo placements, that can be overwhelming, and it is a practice learning how to release that over-analysis or overthinking qualities. So just know if you find yourself kind of spinning or overthinking, you can loosen up a little bit. Mercury in Virgo makes us feel like we really got to keep analyzing and digging for clarity and for answers. Now, this is a positive aspect. So there can be power found and sovereignty found and equality even found by speaking up, by sharing our truth, by using our voice. And with Mercury in Virgo, it's easier to do that. We can express ourselves more clearly and more effectively. But we just want to be sure in the process, because Lilith is known for bitchiness and for being a little bit more hostile and controlling, and then Mercury in Virgo is definitely a controlling energy, that we're not being overbearing or too critical or too harsh in our communication. But if we lean into this energy and we use it productively, there can be power found in speaking up and sharing the things maybe that have come up during the full moon, maybe the things that you're transmuting or transforming, or the tension that you're walking through right now. Speaking that, writing it, using Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of our words, can really help us process things and reclaim our power through communication. So if we lean into it and we lean into the positive aspects of this, it can be really powerful, but we also we want to be sure we're not being too snarky or bitchy or harsh in the way we're communicating. So yeah, let's see. Feeling this. Moon is in Virgo, feeling so critical and fiery. Yeah, major Virgo placements. You might be feeling fiery if you're a Gemini rising or a Virgo rising. You're ruled by Mercury, so this sextile to Lilith is really like, this is what I want. I want to be in control. I want to feel powerful. And there's a way to do that and still be kind. So that's a good something to keep in mind, using my Virgo energy to focus on organizing. Yeah, channel that Virgo energy, channel your power in a productive way, which Mercury in Virgo loves to be productive, right? So just keep productivity and mindfulness at the center of all your communication and even your daily schedule today. Mercury rules our daily schedule. Hey there, Queen of Wands. So that's the major transit we're feeling today. And it's not even two planets connecting. It's just, I see this as powerful communication, maybe even harsh communication, or overthinking in a way. So just be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Yeah, Lilith is in Libra for you. Definitely can help balance it out when we have Lilith in Libra. Virgo rising here, organizing my closet. Lilith can help us too, be like, I can do this on my own, because Lilith, when we talk about Lilith, it's about sovereignty. It's about being in power, being in control, not relying on anyone else. So maybe there's something you've been neglecting or ignoring in your daily routine or on your to-do list, or some communication you've been putting off or not really wanting to speak. Lilith, this is a helpful angle. So Lilith can help us, kind of gain the courage and the power to do those things. And I'm so grateful you shared that, because I always say this is a co-creation, and I love when you guys share how you're using the energy, because it really helps shape the forecast. Hi, Heather. Okay, so that's what's going on today. Let's talk about the moon. The moon is making its final connections in Aquarius. It's technically void right now, but you can see on the chart here, the moon is at 29 degrees. The moon's at the anaretic degree, which definitely brings a quality of overthinking, over-intellectualizing. I don't know if that's a word, but over-processing. Aquarius energy is very intellectual, and it's an air sign, and it's very much in the mind. So we might be feeling that with Mercury and Lilith as well. Like in this moment specifically, if you're joining me live, like we're overthinking a lot. I've even noticed that in my communication with my friends this morning. Like it's like, oh my gosh, we're overthinking everything. And I'm having to remind myself and other people. Like I even was just telling Julian, my partner, I'm like over processing, over talking through things. I'm a verbal processor. And I'm like, he knows me. I'm like, I just have to process this right now so I don't hold it in, Luckily, he's a great listener. But yeah, so you might be feeling that. But the moon moves into Pisces in just about 15 minutes. I do want to talk about one connection the moon made overnight to Mars. So when the moon was at 25 degrees, about 4 a.m. Pacific time. So if you live on the East Coast, maybe you woke up with a burst of energy, kind of like raring to go. Or you might have woken up around 4 or 5 a.m. with restless sleep. Because when the moon squares Mars, it gives us like a burst of energy, restlessness, impulsivity, like we need to do something. And just personally, I had some pretty aggressive dreams I woke up from. Very clear dreams, but kind of aggressive dreams. So it's just continuing this trend that we've been feeling lately of restless sleep. There have been a lot of connections to Neptune and Mars overnight with the moon over the past week. And so, if you had another night of restless sleep, of course, the full moon could make us a little restless, but also the moon squared Mars this morning. So you might have used that to your benefit by like jumping out of bed and doing something right away. That's a great productive outlet for that energy. But you also might have just been feeling a little bit irritable or reactive this morning. And that's okay too. Luckily, the moon has pulled away from that aspect. And we're almost to the Pisces moon. So let's just talk about the Pisces moon. The moon dives into the watery sign of Pisces at 11:45 a.m. Pacific time on Friday. So we're going to be celebrating it together. And the moon doesn't make any other connections today. So we really, the end of this Friday, get to kind of sit in that energy of the Pisces moon. When the moon is in Pisces, we're more sensitive. Remember, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So there is an element of release here. There is an element of rest, of letting go, of healing. And coming off of such a turbulent, emotional full moon, I know a lot of us were feeling it. I felt it from people I was texting, just the energy online. You know, it's like this was a lot. It was a big shakeup. And the moon in Pisces this weekend is allowing us to release and to rest, maybe even to reflect on what came up. Now, emotional purges are possible with the Pisces moon because our sensitivities are heightened. You know, Pisces is a water sign. It's known for being a little bit like of a crier or overly sensitive, right? But also our intuition is heightened when the moon is in Pisces. And I see this waning gibbous moon as we begin the process of release coming off of the full moon as just a chance to loosen our grip, soften a little bit, and like relax, rest. That's a new word, relax and rest. But healing is possible in those moments of downtime. Now, Pisces also favors creative endeavors, artistic endeavors. So maybe you're releasing through art or through music or through dancing. Pisces energy is very musical, melodic, artistic. So that can be a really great form of release too. It's not even just about resting your body as much with the moon in Pisces because we're kind of tapped into other realms, other worlds when the moon is in Pisces. It's more about resting your analytical mind, your mind that needs to make sense of things and letting emotions flow through other channels, if you will. So, you know, like I said, artistic endeavors, being creative, listening to music, dancing, or sleeping, taking a nap, because our analytical mind is at rest when we're sleeping, which is why Pisces is so much associated with dreaming, our subconscious sleep state. So finding ways to just turn off that Mercury in Virgo we were just talking about, turn off that over-analysis and let emotions flow through your subconscious mind in whatever way feels good for you. Healing, again, is so possible when the moon is in Pisces because we're not so stuck in our rational mind. Yes, the energy needs to be flowing more positively. Cleaning, organizing helps me a lot. Yeah, well, that's you being ruled by Mercury too, right? I get that as well. And like cleaning for me, having an organized space as a Virgo rising really helps me get into a flow state. Like if there's too much chaos around me, I can't turn off my analytical mind. So I love that you're kind of like nesting for the Pisces moon right now. Yes, and so nurturing. The Pisces moon can be very nurturing and just like permission to feel your feels. Feel your feelings under the Pisces moon. The more you suppress them, the more powerfully they're going to come up, right? So the Pisces moon feels like it's, for me, I just got this visual thinking of the Pisces moon. It's like we have this full bathtub of emotions from the full moon, right? Like it's a full bathtub. We've got all the salts, all the crystals, everything in there that we've added in, that we've used, all the modalities we've used to try to make sense of everything that's happening. And the Pisces moon is like pulling the plug at the bottom of the bathtub and watching everything drain, just watching it all drain out, not holding on to those emotions anymore. And that can be, you know, it's easy for the water to drain. Do you have a clogged drain? I know I have some clogged drains in my house. I don't know why that came up, but like if the water is not draining, something is stuck, right, in the drain. So this analogy, I don't know where this came from, but it feels resonant for the Pisces moon, just like letting things drain out easily. If there's anything stuck, like letting that go, removing that, clearing that. Pisces energy is really great for clearing as well. So it could be an energetic clearing you're doing, just saging your house or taking the bath. That's a great energetic clearing. Working with some crystals like obsidian or smoky quartz that pull negative energy out. Really just like clearing your channel of all the pent up emotions, all of the anxious emotions. A lot of people were feeling really anxious around this full moon. And that, again, could be art, it could be rest, whatever looks good for you. Corby says, my moon is in Pisces. Looking forward to this release, rest, and time of reflection. Beautifully put. And you'll have your lunar return, so it can feel like a return home to your emotions specifically, Corby. This moon is going to kill me, too emotional for me. I already have PMS. Just lean into it. Lean into it. Let those emotions come out. And I'm assuming since you're a Virgo rising, this moon will be moving through your 7th house of relationships. So lean into those nurturing relationships. That can be really helpful in the process of release for you. Oh, brings clarity to a dream I had. Interesting. I don't know why. I just immediately was like, I need to share this drain analogy. Thank you for being here. Everybody put a like on this so more people can find it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just avoiding triggering people until I feel a shift. Protect your peace. Sometimes that's the best thing we can do. We've talked a lot about Pisces energy being related to like the chrysalis of the butterfly. So sometimes giving your analytical mind a rest involves alone time, solitude, kind of going within and just taking that mental rest. And if that's what you feel you need to do, then listen to your intuition. And if people are going to make you reactive or amp up that anxious energy from the full moon, protect your peace, Katie. Full permission. Yeah, Pisces moon is a Virgo, opposing a lot of our Virgo placements here. But I love a Pisces moon. I love just... Virgos love to clear things out, and Pisces moons can just, it's like the water draining, sweeping things away. That's why the emotions come up. But as your emotions come up under the Pisces moon, welcome that. Welcome that exodus. Welcome that release, that clearing, because you're making way. And it's kind of nice that this Pisces moon comes right after the full moon, because of course the next 2 weeks are all about release. But it feels like this, like, you know, like we can release really quickly under the Pisces moon and then have this slow, like, clearing and blank slate that we're creating for the next chapter under the new moon in Virgo. And the new moon in Virgo, I mean, personally, as a Virgo rising, I am stoked for it. But the new moon in Virgo is going to be, I think, really powerful for intention setting, because Virgo's a planner. Virgo has the vision, loves to like have the next steps laid out. So taking these next 2 weeks to really clear out your space, your energies, so you can manifest under this potent new moon in Virgo. Okay, let's move on to our Saturday forecast. Still talking all about the Pisces moon on Saturday. No major connections, actually. So we're really getting this moment with the Pisces moon over the next 2 days to just release, rest, let go. All right, here's a look at Saturday's chart. The moon moving through Pisces over here. You can see what transit we're going to be talking about shortly. The moon is conjunct Neptune, I believe, overnight, Saturday into Sunday. So those wild dreams will likely be coming back. We'll get there in just a moment. But let's first start with what's going on Saturday morning. Okay, so 2 major transits to talk about on Saturday with the moon. That's it. Pretty low key on Saturday. The moon opposes Mercury and harmonizes with Lilith at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday. So you can see that on the chart right now. The moon at 14 degrees opposing Mercury at 14 degrees. And then Lilith is at 13. So also in the mix, making this little, what's that called? What kind of triangle is that? It's not, is it a right triangle? I feel like there's an actual name for it that my, middle school geometry brain can't remember. Any mathematicians out there that can help me remember what kind of triangle this is? Either way, we have the moon opposing Mercury is what we're really going to be feeling most of the day on Saturday. Now, when the moon opposes Mercury, we always talk about oppositions as make or break energy, right? So insights can come through when the moon is opposing Mercury, especially if we're like in a meditative state. You might be surprised about the clarity that can come through. Mercury can kind of be the missing piece to merge or complete our subconscious mind and our analytical mind. But in general, when the moon opposes Mercury, we can swing from overly emotional and intuitive to overly analytical and a little bit harsh. So mood swings are possible on Saturday. It doesn't feel like this really intense, tumultuous energy with mood swings. Oh, I'm curious. How do you feel this shows up for you if you have this in your natal chart? What does this feel like for you? Because this is the energy of you. So I'm curious. But when I see the moon opposing Mercury, I just often think of kind of mood swings giving us whiplash a little bit, like, okay, I'm overthinking and I've got it all figured out, but also I'm feeling this way. And it's kind of this seesaw effect, this back and forth. And it might even feel like you're going with the flow one minute, you're releasing, you're being creative, the water is draining. And then the next moment it's like, nope, stop it, stop the plug. Like, we got to figure it out. We got to collect all the things that were in the water and make sure we gathered all the information. That's kind of the visual I get with the moon opposing Mercury right now. Like, we want to flow intuitively, our emotions want to flow out, but our analytical mind is like, no, we have to gather all the details, we have to control everything. So it's this like control versus flow dynamic that's playing out. Interestingly, the moon also harmonizing with Lilith in water signs is really amping up our intuition and adding an element of like domination, power, control. So, I see this as like, if powerful or emotions are being releasing and you're feeling a little bit sensitive, there is the tendency to like want to control it or want to understand it or want to analyze it and be in control of the situation. But a nice thing to remember is that the only thing we can control is ourselves. Right? Is how we react to things. We can't even control the emotions that come up sometimes, right? Like, it's our body telling us, hey, you got this stuff you got to release. But we can control how we react to things. So really focusing on what we can control on Saturday rather than grasping at anything that we might be able to control, I think that's a great place to operate from. And just trying to stay in the middle, stay in the balance, use our rational mind, but also trust our intuition and not get caught up in this back and forth of flow versus control. Yeah, definitely mood swings, Queen of Wands says. Once my mind starts thinking about possibilities of negative things. That's something I was just talking about with my best friend. She's a Virgo rising as well. And being ruled by Mercury, we can get really caught up in our mental state and our emotions can follow really quickly, which is kind of what you're describing here. And then she says, then a whole story starts and I have to recenter and get present and settle down. But I love, love, love that you used the word recenter, right? Because we're talking about an opposition. So staying centered, finding that middle point between our emotions and our mind. That's kind of the way to navigate this. And being in that middle point can bring through the clarity, right? Like, I can use both. I can use my mental mind and the clarity that comes from that right now with Mercury and Virgo. And I can also trust my intuition, trust the universe, have faith that it's all working out and not have to be one way or the other. We can be both. We can be both in an opposition, which is, I think it's a beautiful thing. So that's what we're feeling most of the morning, afternoon on Saturday. Then by 5 p.m. Pacific time, so Saturday night, the moon forms a sextile to Uranus and the North Node, and of course, a simultaneous trine to the South Node. So we have positive connections to the North and South Node and to Uranus on Saturday night. Can I just tell you guys really quickly something weird? This is kind of off topic, but you guys are my friends, so I'm just going to tell you anyway. I went to start this stream, and my mouse was dead. My, what's this called? Magic Mouse from Apple. And I was like, oh, of course, like I should have charged it overnight. I plugged it in and for less than 5 minutes because I knew I needed to start the stream. And when I started the stream, it had 3% battery. I just checked and it has 7% battery now. I think you guys are energizing my mouse or me. I don't know. Something is energizing this mouse. It is not plugged in. Anyway, just felt like pointing that out. I don't know why. Feeling a little funky today. The moon is officially in Pisces now, though. Hey, maybe it's the Pisces moon energizing this mouse. I don't know. There's some magic happening with this magic mouse. All right, back to the forecast. So the final transit we're talking about on Saturday is the moon getting support from Uranus in the North Node over here. See that supportive angle playing out? And then also when the moon is connecting to the North Node, it's also connecting to the South Node. Now, when the moon gets a supportive angle from Uranus or makes this supportive connection to Uranus. Yeah, right? Collective energy, baby. Yes, I believe it. All of your energy is surging into my mouse right now. Anyway, the moon and Uranus, this story that plays out on Saturday night. I really think this is helping us process and see the changes and trust the changes that are happening from this full moon. Remember, Uranus was the focal point of the full moon, right? Like forming a T-square to it, it was like surprises, changes. Anybody else have like abrupt changes to their plans, to their schedule, to everything this week? It feels like a lot of people have been having these like surprises, breakdowns, breakthroughs. Even yesterday, I checked in with a group chat with some of my friends, and I said, I hope you're all doing okay. The energy of this moon is really intense. And they were all like, oh my gosh, like this is wild. All the changes, all the disruptions. Saturday night feels like, oh, okay, we're trusting in these changes. We're trusting in the transformation. This isn't, as long as we're willing to trust, right? A sextile always has this element of leaning into it or willingness. So if we're willing to lean into the trust and faith that the Pisces moon invites us to lean into, we can start to embrace the changes that are happening, work hand in hand with the changes that are unfolding and the lessons and the opportunities the universe is giving us. So we're getting support from Uranus finally after such a tumultuous week, and maybe gaining, it's not even like an understanding, but just a faith in the changes. And also a reminder that these changes, Uranus is conjunct the North Node. So whatever's upsetting or changing or shifting right now is here to push us in the direction we're supposed to go, is a nudge from the universe. A trine to the South Node is also like helping us use past experiences, past lives to trust in the changes. We've been through changes before. We've transformed before. We've survived disruptions and upheaval before. We can definitely do it again. So the South Node harmonizing with the moon is just that like inner wisdom and knowledge and karmic past that's like, we've done this before. I also want to point out right now, if you've noticed the past week or so, Uranus has not budged. So next week, 2 weeks from now, Uranus stations retrograde. And because Uranus moves so slowly, right now we're starting to be in that shadow period where like Uranus is not moving. And you know, I mean, you can kind of think of our solar system. Everything's moving, everything's spinning, and Uranus is kind of just like here while everything else is moving. So it really does feel like Uranus is like, hey, pay attention to the changes right now. I'm about to change direction. I'm about to station retrograde. I'm about to make you review all these changes. But right now, I'm just going to be the star of the show with this full moon and with all the changes happening in your life. Yes, it's me. I'm Uranus, and I'm here to shift everything and shake your life up. So just wanted to drop that little nugget in for you that Uranus will station retrograde in about a week and a half. And, you know, he's going to be a topic of conversation for a while. I will say that. Yeah, all the good vibes and energy. Charging my mouse. So funny. Intense is a great word for this full moon. Yes, it's been intense. I normally feel like I can observe the energy and just like be the observer since I'm really plugged into what's going on with the transits. But whoa, this week I've been exhausted. It's been up, it's been down, it's been this person's following through with their plans, this other person is jumping in. It's a wild ride, my friends, and we're just along for it. We're just spirits having a wild human experience right now. Yeah, my whole week has been crazy. I've been trying to see the good in all of it. I think it'll be easier to see the good now that the moon is in Pisces. You know, Pisces has like a delusional quality to it, like only seeing through rose-colored glasses, but that feels welcome right now with the craziness and with that supportive angle to Uranus we just talked about. It's being able to see the good in the changes that are happening, being able to have faith, as you're touching on here, that it's all working out for our highest good. So that's our Saturday. Now let's move on to some major things happening on Sunday. These are really going to be the transits we are feeling this weekend, and they're powerful for sure. So let me jump ahead on our chart a day here. And first, we're going to talk about our friend Saturn. I don't know if he's our friend or our foe in this case, because the sun is locking into an opposition with him. The great malefic, the great teacher, the father figure of the zodiac, being harsh, teaching us the lessons. That's Saturn in Aquarius. It's interesting, though, that Saturn is retrograde because there is kind of this element of reviewing the lessons we've already learned, which to me can feel a little bit easier than like new lessons popping up. Not to say that you can't have new lessons popping up, but the retrograde almost feels like, I know retrogrades get a bad rap, but I feel like in this case with Saturn, it's like, let's just review. It's kind of like before a test, like your teacher taking you, did you ever have teachers that would spend like the day before the test being like, we're going to create a study guide together. We're going to go over everything you need to know for the test. That's what this Saturn retrograde feels like. And especially this opposition with the Sun and Saturn, it seems to me like this is like reviewing the lessons and shining light on the lessons we've already learned. So the Sun opposes Saturn at 10:10 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. And it's just a realization of what Saturn's trying to teach us right now. It can feel harsh, though. Saturn always has an element of being harsh, unfortunately. But Saturn likes to bring up limiting beliefs, doubts. Sometimes we have to learn lessons the hard way thanks to Saturn. So especially with the Sun in Leo opposing Saturn, the Sun in Leo is igniting what's on our heart, making us feel more passionate, really showing us what we love, what we want more of, what makes us come alive. And that Leo vibrant Sun opposing Saturn can make us question or doubt our passions. It can make us feel like we're coming up against frustrating obstacles that are limiting us from fully expressing ourselves, fully expressing our passions. So if it feels like you're coming up against obstacles on Saturday, again, we're talking about this opposition. Really try to stay centered and understand the Leo Sun can be a little bold and like we just are going to go grand and do it big right now. But maybe Saturn is slowing us down a little bit to keep us on the clock of divine timing. Saturn is all about timing. So trusting under the Pisces moon again, that if you're running into obstacles, maybe Saturn is just slowing down the timeline a little bit to help you catch up or help other people catch up and be in the right place so your passions can develop in the best way possible. The situations playing out today, or on Sunday, I should say, can be really powerful teachers. And of course, we'll be feeling this all weekend. Saturn moves slowly. The Sun is the Sun. It's our energy level, right? So it might even be like wanting to do things you're passionate about on Sunday, but feeling really tired and being like, can I really do this? Can I keep up? So just my suggestion to navigate this opposition is step into a role as the student of the universe. Saturn being the teacher here, the Sun being our spirit, just being like, I am a student here. And Saturn, if you're teaching me this lesson, I'm open to learning it. And I'm open to slowing down. And I'm open to the timeline that you think is best. And while I'm slowing down, I'm willing to review the lessons I've already learned and everything that's been coming up recently. Remember, this full moon was also conjunct Saturn. So, lessons might have popped up in all the chaos that's been going on, and this opposition feels like an opportunity to kind of review those lessons and see them more clearly as the Sun shines on Saturn, the planet of lessons, the planet of karma. So that's the first transit we're really feeling on Sunday. The second major transit on Sunday happens around 2:27 p.m. Pacific time, so in the afternoon. But again, we'll be feeling these all day, even over the course of several days. I'm just going to say 2:22 p.m. on Sunday, just because that feels better for me as a little, angel number junkie over here. But here's what that looks like. Mars in Taurus at 26 degrees is now harmonizing. There we go, with Pluto. There's a trine between Mars and Pluto. Pluto's retrograde too. So a lot of the energy on Sunday feels like retrograde energy, reviewing, maybe revising. Now, when Mars harmonizes with Pluto, these are both pretty intense planets, right? Like Mars is our energy, it's our motivation, it's our action. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. It's shadows. So I see this as our motivations on Sunday coming from deep within, coming from a very deep place. And this could be like really easily showing us where our motivations are coming from or what our deeper motivations really are as Mars harmonizes with Pluto. There's also an element of power. Like, we've got the power and we're confident in our power with this nice Earth trine. It's like stable, it's steady, like we are ready, we're powerful, and any actions we take are backed by that deep power, which is really nice. The moves we make today, Sunday, can be very transformative as well, with Pluto being the alchemist. Pluto transforms. It's life and death. It's the end and the beginning all in one planet, right? I always say Pluto is at the edge of our solar system for a reason. It's dark, it's shadowy, we don't know what's beyond it because it's kind of the end, it's the edge, but also it's the beginning of a new frontier, right? So the actions we're taking on Sunday, the motivations we're feeling on Sunday can be very transformative, and it can feel like we're almost digging into our power to embark on a new journey or to begin this like really powerful process of release and closing out one chapter to open another. Passions will be high. You know, Mars rules our sex drive too. Pluto is a very sexual energy, so sexual exploration can be very powerful on Sunday, I will say. And you know me, I'm always a fan of using the transits to our benefit in that department. We're also more willing to test boundaries, and it's like we're feeling powerful and solid in ourselves. We know what we want, we know what our motivations are, so it's like we're kind of willing to explore our own limits and our own boundaries, and that can be a very transformative thing as well. Mystery will feel enticing, kind of going back to that sexual energy, like, ooh, what are you hiding? I want to see that. I want to go there, you know, but just really staying in our power while we're willing to explore, while we're willing to kind of push the limits, that can be really helpful. So feels like a lot of powerful energy, powerful actions, maybe even like dark, shadowy, deep actions, deep motivations. We're going deep on Sunday, as Julian said yesterday. Olivia loves to go deep. And I was like, oh God, don't say that. But yeah, I do. It's my Scorpio moon. I'm like, let's get intimate. Let's have these intense conversations. Let's go there. And all of our motivations will kind of be aligned with that energy on Sunday, especially as the sun opposes Saturn. We're reflecting on the lessons. It's like we might be willing to have that deep conversation or have that intimate moment with someone that helps us realize lessons, even just through physically moving our body. With Mars and Taurus, moving our body can be really transformative in this aspect. You know, so like that can be part of the process of getting intimate, getting deep with ourselves, is doing some intuitive movement and seeing what comes up, seeing what surfaces as Mars harmonizes with Pluto. The moon stays in Pisces for most of the morning on Sunday, and we're still going to be sensitive, maybe a little intuitive, maybe a little psychic as all these things are coming up, right? The Pisces moon enhances our sensitivity in every way. But the moon at 4 a.m. is going to meet up with Neptune. So that's why I said a little bit ago, our dreams on Saturday night into Sunday could be very powerful, very vivid. I could see us as having deep sleep because the moon and Neptune are conjunct, but also going off into other realms, astral traveling, like having a really active subconscious in our sleep, but being able to stay in that sleep state. So hopefully if you've been having restless sleep around the full moon, as many of you have said you are, hopefully this conjunction between the moon and Neptune on Saturday night, Sunday morning can help you get some really deep rest. But yeah, also pay attention to your dreams. I always say that anytime there's a connection to Neptune, you might be receiving powerful messages through your dreams, having powerful experiences, and dream journaling would be great on Sunday morning. But also our sensitivities are even more heightened when the moon is conjunct Neptune, especially a Pisces moon. So you might wake up on Sunday morning feeling really sensitive or even still carrying some of the energy from your dreams. Just be really mindful of your sensitivities. Maybe you need to take some quiet time Sunday morning, or just give yourself compassion as much as you'll be able to give other people compassion when the moon is conjunct Neptune. The last connection the Pisces moon makes this weekend is a sextile to Mars and Pluto, which is really interesting. It's kind of like a T-square, but it's supportive instead of harsh, right? So you can see the moon forms this nice supportive connection to Mars over here, and then also that same supportive connection to Pluto. Because remember, Mars and Pluto are in a trine. So the moon is connecting and supporting both of them. Really pay attention to your intuition as the moon comes into this connection. Like I said, this is around 7 a.m. So when you're waking up, pay attention to what came through in your dreams. It could be revealing those deeper motivations. Maybe you're feeling like doing some flow movement, some morning yoga. Moving your body can help kind of move those emotions and realize those deeper feelings. So movement can be really helpful, but also just tuning into your intuition and what's coming from deep within, what sensitivities are surfacing. It does feel like a lot of support, though, around our intuition and about the actions we're taking and the moves we're making right now. So, you know, be kind to your body. Gentle movement feels like it would be very supportive on Sunday morning. Then the moon is void most of the day Sunday. So from 9 a.m. to about 1:45 Pacific time on Sunday, the moon is void. And to me, it's like full permission to rest on Sunday, to just take it easy, do nothing. Sometimes our intuition is heightened and things can come through when we just let our body rest and do nothing, or just like do some gentle movement, really nurture our body. So, you know, you'll have to trust your own intuition of what your body is asking for. But the void moon is like, don't start anything new. Just take care of yourself, take care of your body, and maybe move some emotions out in the final degrees of the Pisces moon. Then at 1:45 on Sunday afternoon, the moon moves into Aries. So we're coming into more of the peak releasing phase next week, still a waning gibbous moon as it moves into Aries. And you know, the Aries moon can pick our passions back up on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Again, like move your body on Sunday. Move your body on Sunday. Mars is harmonizing with Pluto. Mars rules the Aries moon. Movement is transformative. But also in the same breath, like if don't force yourself to move, if that makes sense. Do what feels good for your body. Now, I say that with like, that's not, your body might want to move and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that right now. So listen to your body. Your body is the guide here. Maybe even just stretching, but in the next couple days, coming into a new week, moving our body is going to be a really powerful way to release emotions. Movement is medicine under the Aries moon. And we're nurtured by taking those actions, those deeper actions coming from a deeper place as Mars harmonizes with Pluto. That's going to really like help us process our emotions too as the moon moves into Aries. The final connection this Aries moon makes this weekend, and all of the planets make this weekend, is a trine between the moon and Venus at 9 p.m. So we end the weekend on a sweet note. We end the weekend feeling the love, easily able to tap into the love, tap into passion, as we talked about this being a very seductive sexual energy with Mars and Pluto connecting. The moon harmonizing with Venus, Aries, Leo, fire energy. Sunday night could be explosive in the best possible way, if you know what I mean. So explore your passions on Sunday night as the moon and Venus are connecting in this really powerful way. Venus at 4 degrees, the moon at 5 degrees here. It'll be easy to feel the love, feel the pleasure, feel good in our bodies by moving our bodies in ways that feel passionate and exciting and ignite that inner flame within us. It's like, it's an interesting energy on Sunday because normally, you know, just in society, we think of like the end of Sunday kind of winding down and being a little more quiet. But this Sunday, I see the energy is starting a little bit more low-key and then kind of like a rumbling picking up and maybe like, oh, I want to move by the end of the day on Sunday. I want to feel something by the end of the day on Sunday. And remember, I always say this, you don't have to have a partner to feel pleasure. Self-exploration is just as powerful. So, you know, I feel like this is part of, in a weird way, like my mission to share these things because for so long I would have been somebody that turned off a live stream when I heard that. So, you know, follow your passions. Follow your passions on Sunday. Follow your heart on Sunday. Allow yourself permission to feel pleasure. It will be easy to feel it as the moon and Venus harmonize. Ooh, yeah, Sunday morning Tai Chi, nice gentle movement. That would be a great way to use this energy. Astro travel sounds great to me. Get me out of here after this last week, right? I am still not like somebody who's in control of where I go in my sleep state, but I kind of envy people who can like just go on journeys in their sleep and just have these out-of-body experiences. One day I'll get there. I'll be able to train myself to do that, but not there yet. Still very much in my analytical mind as a Virgo. So those are the transits of the weekend. Interesting weekend. Does feel like a lot of processing is going to be happening from the full moon, and, you know, just kind of taking it minute by minute, day by day, allowing the emotions to surface as they need to, allowing our body to move as it wants to, and leaning into the flow before we kind of start moving again on Sunday night. Our affirmation of the day: I am wise with my words, as we're talking about Mercury forming a sextile to Lilith, as we're talking about overanalyzing. Sometimes we can be a little harsh with our words, so that's something to keep in mind. And I also want to share, even though I can't pull it up on the screen here, our affirmation for Saturday, and you can find the affirmations at the top of the forecast every day at thespiritualjournalist.com. The affirmation for Saturday is, I trust in a plan greater than my understanding. The Pisces moon is really asking us to trust in the changes that are unfolding from this full moon. So just coming back to that, I trust that it's all working out. I trust that everything is going as it should. I trust that Source, Universe, God, Spirit has a plan greater than my understanding, and it's going to work out even better than I think is possible. So that can be something really reassuring to come back to in the midst of the emotions surfacing, the processing that's happening. Okay, let's do our tarot pull, and then we will announce our giveaway winner. So exciting. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us. All right, I'm going to pull from the Everyday Tarot deck, this tiny little tarot deck I picked up in a shop in Oregon about a year ago now. Yeah, about a year ago now. And I always say with the tarot pulls on Fridays, I don't interpret the tarot cards. I just read the guidebook descriptions. I'm not a tarot expert. There are so many people out there who are very tuned into the tarot. I just trust that the guidebook has the message we need to receive. So you know the drill. As I'm shuffling, this is your time to ask questions. Ooh, this one, I think this one wants to come out. Do you want to come? Yes. Okay. You're our Friday card. Ask any questions. Let me know how you're feeling now that you know the energy that's coming up. Has this been helpful? Do you feel like you're still in the midst of the full moon energy, or is it starting to kind of wane for you, the releasing process? Does it feel like it's beginning? Wherever you are, you're exactly where you're meant to be. All right. For our Saturday and Sunday cards, let's all take a deep breath together. Breathe in. What do we need to know for Saturday? The Hanged Man. Ooh. And for Sunday, the Two of Wands. Okay. Starting with our Friday card, the Five of Wands. Let's see. We pulled the Five of Wands upright. So here's what it says for Friday. You're surrounded by conflict, disagreement, competition, and infighting. Everyone is actively voicing their opinion, but no one is listening. Listen carefully to each person, or simply remove yourself from the drama. This feels like it's meant for Katie. Katie being like, I'm removing myself from triggering people. And in general, it just feels like there's a lot of disagreement. There's a lot of chaos, disruption happening right now. Being an observer of it, maybe witnessing one person at a time, but not really being in the mix. That's what it feels like the Friday card is saying. And, you know, the Pisces moon gives us that permission to just kind of like check out, like do the Irish goodbye, slowly leave and be like, I'm going to go over here and protect my peace. Trust that everything is working out for you how it needs to, but understand that, you know, I don't know if I need to be involved in that. So trust your intuition and know that if there's chaos, you don't have to be a part of the chaos, right? Okay, our Saturday card is the Hanged Man in reverse. This is good. Hanged Man in reverse, which is interesting because he's upright in reverse, right? Because normally he'd be hanging, but in reverse, he's upright. Anyway, the Hanged Man in reverse. If you're feeling stuck and in limbo, surrender to the process. Trust that this period of pause is for your highest good. What new perspectives are becoming visible to you? Ooh, this is so perfect for Saturday. Surrendering under the Pisces moon, trusting everything as unfolding as it should under the Pisces moon. And I love that this ends with what new perspectives are becoming visible to you. Because remember, the moon in Pisces gets support from Uranus on Saturday, and the moon opposes Mercury. So it's all about perspective shifts. It's all about the changes happening, the information we're receiving. And I think we could gain a little bit of clarity through being open to new perspectives and trusting the process on Saturday. Okay, and our Sunday card is the Two of Wands in reverse. Lots of wands today. Let's see. Two of Wands in reverse. What do you have for us for Sunday? You have an idea, but you lack a clear plan and have little energy to move it forward. Go back to your original idea and the energy and enthusiasm that you initially felt. Let that guide you to the next step. Again, so perfect. You have an idea, but you lack a clear plan. That feels a lot like the Pisces moon. Like we really want to move forward, or we're having these new perspectives, or what do we do with them? Go back to your original idea. What's your deeper motivation as Mars harmonizes with Pluto? What is your true desire deep down within? And I like how it says also you have little energy to move it forward. The sun is opposing Saturn, really limiting our energy in a lot of ways, especially on Sunday morning. And then it says, let your energy and enthusiasm guide you. What did we say about Sunday night? Lean into passion, lean into feeling good. That can kind of get the wheels turning again and help you figure out, where do I want to move forward right now? What's the path of least resistance? Let that guide you to the next step. So being okay with slowing down a little bit and taking that slow down to return to your deeper motivations and return to what you're passionate about, what feels good. Move from that place. Yes, Rose. Saturday is like, just roll with it, stop forcing it. And it feels like Sunday a little bit too, just like, what's your deeper motivation? What are you passionate about? Roll with that. Stop trying to force what you think you should be doing or what the next step should look like. And instead go from what feels good, what is like alive in you right now. I love these cards. I love how, it's always so good. Like it always amazes me. I don't know why, but these cards especially just felt like really great confirmation for everything we talked about. All right. Are you ready for the giveaway? I am so freaking excited. Let me pull it up here. Also, I'm going to check on, where did you go? I am going to check on I keep saying the same thing, the list, and make sure I have you all down. I think I have everybody here, yeah. So some of you will see. Oh, I can do a drum roll too. Let me see. Hang with me here. This isn't my normal setup. Oh, just put that in the comments instead of on the screen. One sec. Hold on. And we'll do a drum roll, don't you worry. So if you are hoping to win this giveaway, what I suggest is just be in the energy of receiving and know that if we're supposed to have a reading together, we will. And yeah, and of course, there's always chances to connect with me. So we'll be doing more of these giveaways, I think, over the coming months. But here is our fun little wheel that we'll be using. So you can see if you're entered, your name is on the wheel. Some of you it's your Instagram handle. Some of you it's just your name because I know who you are. And I know some of you shared about it on Facebook and told me. So I'm just trusting that if you're here, you're supposed to be in the running. Hopefully if you're here, you see your name on the wheel. Okay? All right. Oh wait, we got to do the drum roll. And I've got to figure out how to make sure. Okay, I click to spin. So, drum roll, please. Oh, that was not the right kind of drum. Neither of them are drum rolls. Okay, you're all gonna have to send me some energetic drum rolls. Like the, I don't know if you can hear that. Here we go. I'm gonna breathe in and I'm gonna click to spin. Who gets the free astrology reading? Jackie! I don't know if she's here, but Jackie is so deserving of this reading. And let me tell you why. Jackie is like my ultimate hype girl. She posts on Instagram almost daily about the stream, about my forecasts, and I can't think of somebody who is more deserving for this reading. I know some of you probably really wanted it, and like I said, I'll be doing more of it. I also just have to say, I love seeing all the names on this wheel because I feel like I know you all now. Like I recognize your names. I just appreciate you all so much because you all are so active and so loyal to this live stream. So I just want you to know, even if you didn't win, you are amazing. And I am so grateful for you. Like I said, we'll do more of these. And maybe also I'll do like a discount code for those of you who are here every day. If you do something, you'll get a discount. I don't know. I really do want to like connect with all of you and let you know how grateful I am that you're here and that you continue to show up and contribute to these live streams. So I'll have more fun stuff in store. And I just have to say, you're all freaking amazing, celebrating Jackie. And, I can't wait to do this reading because Jackie, I know she has such a fun chart. She's a Leo rising, so it'll be perfect for Leo season for her. Yeah, you guys are all the best kind of people, I just love you all. All right, well, congratulations to Jackie. Can't wait to share her with you all and get a closer look at her energy. And we'll be back next week with new episodes of Transits Today. Aw, thank you, Rose. Thank you so much. Something else we'll be able to do moving forward, actually, while we're talking about this, is once I get the monetization kicked in on YouTube, it's a process. It doesn't just automatically happen, of course. I think I'll be able to accept what's called super chats. So if you have like a question burning or something like that, you'll be able to like give me a little boost to have your question answered. I haven't figured out how that's going to work yet. We'll do a tutorial. Maybe I'll have Julian hop on and show you guys how it works when we have it all set up. But that's another way where you'll be able to get guidance and make sure you have your questions answered on the live stream without having to invest in a full reading or something like that. Well, thank you for the love. Thank you for sending all the good energy. Proof in the pudding, proof in my mouse. It's at 9% now. It was dead when I walked in this morning. I started the stream at 3% and somehow this mouse has gained a charge. And I really think that's just because of all the positive energy you bring to this space, to this community we're creating together every day. I'm so grateful for you all helping me to get to 1,000 subscribers, helping you to get me to this point in this dream that I've had for myself. I am the luckiest girl to be here, to be doing this every day and to share my mornings with you all. I love you so much. I'm grateful for you being part of this community. I hope you have a beautiful weekend ahead. I hope you give yourself lots of grace. Let that bathtub drain. Let it all flow out so we can start next week off with a fire under us. I love you all. Have a beautiful weekend. I will see you right back here on Monday morning. But until I see you next, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.